They say technology is the new god, but can even a god be struck down? Or is this just one of 1,000 futures, already calculated by the machine?
Firing! Targeted!
A warning delivered in hot iron.
Target!
Even a will of perfect destruction can be fooled by a brilliant illusion. To fool a digital god, you cannot use human tricks. You must offer it a false sun, a beautiful lie made of fire and light. The invisible chess match is over. Now the battle of steel and programmed courage begins. Watch until the end to discover which philosophy of combat will survive. In the digital forge, legends are reborn. This is the Eagle II, successor to the throne, a fortress built from silicon and titanium. Its consciousness isn't organic, it's millions of lines of perfect cold code, awakening with a singular purpose. The power of a chained volcano, ready to be unleashed by a single electrical signal. It doesn't just move, it asserts its presence. The sky is its promised domain. And on the other side of the digital chessboard, another legend rises. The Flanker-E, the artist of the skies. Its soul is not calculation, but instinct. An instinct honed through generations to dominate three-dimensional space. Its engines don't just push forward, they can bend thrust itself, turning physics into a mere suggestion. It is a ghost even on the ground, a promise of surprise and unpredictability. The moment of release has come, the thrust of two engines screaming for freedom. Like a spear thrown by a god, it ascends to reclaim its territory. The way it leaves the ground is a declaration. I do not follow conventional paths. Every movement is a brushstroke. Every flight path is a line of poetry. An artist is beginning his masterpiece. In this three-dimensional world, altitude is energy, and energy is life. The F-15EX climbs, stockpiling power for the hunt. Above the clouds, there is nothing but the purity of combat. Only the hunter and the hunted. The flanker doesn't seek altitude, it seeks concealment. It turns the terrain itself into an ally. This is where machine and instinct become one. A single miscalculation is punished instantly by the unforgiving Earth. The eye of the digital god has opened. It scans a domain hundreds of kilometers wide, searching for a signal, for another machine soul. The hunter knows it can be hunted. The flanker's eye is also open, but it sees the world in a different way. The battle doesn't begin with a bang, but with a single point of light on a screen. An invisible duel of minds is about to begin. And it has begun. No hesitation, no questions. The algorithm has identified its rival. The chessboard now has both kings. Every movement is now calculated to the millisecond. This is a dance of numbers, vectors, and probabilities. The soul of the flanker senses a cold stare from a great distance. It knows the enemy has seen it. Its calmness is a trap. It's luring its prey into a position where the enemy's strength becomes a weakness. The gates of destruction have been opened. A single button press, an electrical signal, and fate will be sent on its way. An arrow fired not by a bow, but by an algorithm. A declaration of war sent through numbers at 4 times the speed of sound. It is the embodiment of pure, destructive will. It has no eyes, but its active radar will soon awaken to find its own way. The declaration of war has been received. Now it is time for the artist to perform. It doesn't run. It is breaking the enemy's radar beam, turning itself into a ghost to the mind of the missile. To deceive a god, you cannot use human tricks. You must offer it a false sun. Even a will of perfect destruction can be fooled by a brilliant illusion. The god of technology does not make the same mistake twice. It sends another judgment, this time with updated data. If the sky is no longer safe, it will turn the very earth into its shield. The artist has won the first round. 2 judgments have been nullified. The prey has bared its fangs. Now it is the hunter's turn to feel the sensation of being seen. A reply is sent carrying its own philosophy, agility and surprise. Faced with a threat, the god of technology does not panic. It simply calculates the most optimal path of escape. It doesn't evade. It is using absolute power to drain the attacker's energy, a tactic of pure dominance. Power has triumphed over agility, at least for now. If one arrow is not enough, it will unleash a storm. The Eagle II's philosophy is to overwhelm with numbers. Sometimes to survive, you must accept being wounded, a cold calculation of sacrifice. The artist has been wounded. There is a crack in its armor. But a wounded beast is the most dangerous beast of all. The confidence of a god can be its Achilles' heel. The invisible chess match is over. It is time for the 2 kings to face each other directly on the board. They have seen each other, no longer points of light, but the steel and form of the enemy. The duel of wits has ended. Now begins the duel of steel and programmed courage. The flying fortress must now relearn how to fight like a gladiator. But it is now in the artist's domain. Here, the laws of physics can be bent. In 3 seconds, the board has been flipped. The hunter has now become the hunted. In close quarters combat, position is everything, and the F-15EX has just lost it. Faced with skill, it reverts to its most primal instinct, power. The wounded artist is focusing all its remaining strength for the final blow. A classic move, turning a 2-dimensional fight into a 3-dimensional one, where energy is king. It refuses to play by another's rules. It is creating its own. A trap was set, and the prey has flown directly into it.
Firing!
A warning
Targeted.
delivered in hot iron. The god must now dodge the mundane sides of death. A desperate attempt to hide its own beating heart, its engines. It doesn't want a lucky victory, it wants a perfect final blow. This is the dance of steel, a lethal tango at 800 kilometers per hour. The machine is being pushed to the very limits of physics. The secret of the artist is on full display. If you cannot win with skill, then win with the cunning of technology. A seemingly suicidal act forcing the opponent to fly past. The hunter becomes the hunted once more. The cycle of fate. Its infrared eye has found the burning heart of the flanker. A digital rattlesnake has been released. When all calculations lead to a dead end, only one option remains: defy all logic. There are moments when physics must bow to will, a dance that defies death itself. It turned itself into a nearly stationary target, an insane act that worked. Returned from the brink, the artist has spectacularly reclaimed its position. But never underestimate the processing power of a god. It doesn't just see the present, it predicts the future. A trap, hidden within a trap. The artist, blinded by a flash of brilliance, it uses pure power to reposition itself, escaping the deadly spiral. The fight has returned to the beginning, but this time, one side is exhausted. The artist has danced to the point of exhaustion. Even the most beautiful dance has its limits. The god of technology, with its infinite stamina, prepares to deliver the final judgment. Fate has been sealed, not by a surprising blow, but by attrition and overwhelming power. There are no more dances, only the cold, hard truth of physics and kinetic energy. A small spark, the beginning of the end. The perfect balance of the machine is broken. The soul of the flanker is extinguished. The artist takes a final bow, falling from the stage of the sky. In this simulated world, there is no loss, only data. A scenario has concluded. The mission is complete. The judgment has been carried out. The lone survivor on Mount Olympus, a silent god in its own glory. So, what decided the outcome? Let's look back at the key moments through the eyes of the AI. The Su-35S's AI demonstrated mastery of BVR defense, completely neutralizing the F-15EX's initial long-range advantage. An extraordinary move. A gamble with less than a 10% chance of success, but it was the only option. The AI chose the extraordinary over certain destruction, but the F-15EX's AI proved that superior endurance and processing power can defeat even moments of genius. It didn't win a single exchange, it won the entire war. Ultimately, it was a battle of attrition. The Su-35S won the small engagements, but the F-15EX won the war thanks to its larger arsenal and energy reserves. Technology defeated skill. Overwhelming power subdued agility. That was the AI's answer in this scenario. But what if the artist hadn't been wounded early on? What if the fight was only ever at close range? What different future would the AI have drawn? Let us know what matchup you want to see next.